party people at? Where they at? Get down.
Hello and welcome everyone in the Purple Musical Singularity to episode 102 of Amari Purple Talk, a podcast about the music and artistry of Prince. I'm Richard Cole, your host. It is great to be back doing the podcast. Had a great time with last episode with Walter Johnson, best friend from high school days, co-hosting the show. Walter is not here this week. Hopefully he'll return next week for episode 103. But it's back to me being solo for this week. And we're going to dive right into the first topic, and that is Prince being considered for the Congressional Gold Medal. It is the highest civilian honor bestowed by the United States Congress. The Prince estate announced on Monday about Prince's, I guess you can call it, resolution to receive the award. This was on Twitter, and the Prince estate announced that the full Minnesota delegation in Congress has introduced a bipartisan resolution to award the Congressional Gold Medal to Prince Rogers Nelson. The resolution honors Prince for his legacy of musical achievement and indelible mark on Minnesota and American culture. Okay, and the Twitter thread goes on to say that the Congressional Gold Medal is the highest civilian honor bestowed by the United States Congress. Only 163 have been awarded since 1776, and recipients include musicians such as Irving Berlin, Marian Anderson, George and Ira Gershwin, Harry Chapin, Aaron Copland, and Frank Sinatra. Now, this resolution is led by Senator Amy Klobuchar. Okay, I'm butchering the name here. Klobuchar, so please correct me in the comments. But she is in the state. Let's see. The resolution is led by Senator Amy Klobuchar in the Senate and Representative Ilhan Omar in the House. The full Minnesota delegation serve as the original co-sponsors. And there's a list of names. There's Tina Smith, Senator, Jim Hagedorn of Minnesota, Angie Craig, Minnesota. Let's see, Dean B. Phillips, Betty McCollum. Let's see, Tom Emmer and Michelle Fischb. Again, I'm butchering the names here, but again, correct me in the comments. And Pete Strauber. Following induction, legislation bestowing a Congressional Gold Medal must be co-sponsored by 2/3 of the membership of both the House of Representatives and the Senate in order to be awarded. So the Prince estate is encouraging all Prince American fans and fams to contact their local representatives and senators to encourage them to support this monumental commendation of Prince's talent, cultural impact, and historical legacy. So to contact a U.S. Capitol switchboard operator who can connect you directly with the Senate office, and you dial this number, area code 202-224-3121. How about that, folks? So again, that number is 202-224-3121. Okay, and I'll also post links to find your representative, contact your senators, and so on and so forth. So this is a pretty well-deserved and highly esteemed honor. I know it's a posthumous honor. Um, it would have been nice to have seen Prince get this in his lifetime. But, the accolades, while, well deserved, anything from Grammys to Oscar, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Um, I would say this award, um, be curious as to, I mean, obviously, I would personally believe he would have accepted it if this was offered to him in his lifetime. Uh, he has actually received, I think, NAACP awards for, his humanitarianism, as well as his, fight for artist independence, in, rebelling against the shackles of the music industry. So this type of an award, again, not only for his musical impact, but also to be recognized for, his good works, his charity. Um, like I said, furthering the cause so we can strive for, whether it's the music industry or any industry, to be inspired for ownership, freedom, for those things. And obviously, yeah, if this was offered in his lifetime, I think he would use that opportunity to use it as a platform to, once again, inspire all of us, not just music fans or just Prince fans, inspire us to, make this world a better place than, how we found it. So yeah, I mean, this is exciting. It's probably the highlight of Prince news this week. I was kind of hoping in coming back to the podcast that, we'd have a lot to talk about as far as, Diamonds and Pearls Super Deluxe or Controversy Super Deluxe or any Super Deluxe or at least an announcement, or maybe more news about any documentaries like the Netflix documentary. But things have been pretty quiet. Like I said, this being the highlight and probably the most important, I think. Um, it's like I said, it's one of those bittersweet things, like his honorary, doctorate in music. Receiving that, when he's not here to experience that in the physical sense, but to, be acknowledged at any point, it can always be a good thing, I think. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this honor. Um, let me know what you think. I know we live in a country that, that's, very divided on a lot of levels. The stuff that we all as human beings experience here in this country on one level or another gets to be pretty heavy. And the fact that only Prince, and even not in his physical form, can sort of unite differing opinions. Again, like I said, it would probably have been nice for him to have been here to, inspire both sides to change. Sometimes it looks like it's all part of the same coin. One side will promise you the world but not deliver it, and the other side is just going to tell you they ain't giving you nothing. So, to kind of put aside to inspire groups or politicians or whatever to put aside the greed, put aside even the politics, quit trying to one up each other, with all these empty, whether it's empty promises, whether it's empty, or, just turning a blind eye to things or not trying to understand the suffering of some people or a lot of people, you know, work together and figure out a way that everybody can agree to help everybody else. And if, like I said, this honor, you know, even though it's posthumous, if that can inspire that, or us looking at this experience and having that inspire us to do a little bit better towards one another, hey, I'm all for it. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you excited about Prince getting this honor? Do you think it's too late? Would you rather have had him obviously have it while he was still here? Hey, leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. And again, we there hasn't been a lot going on lately. Like I said, and we've come off this buzz of welcome to America. Again, look at the symmetry. I mean, look at how fascinating this is. He's still affecting us, on a spiritual level. And that's something that's pretty magical to celebrate, and have that energy travel back to him. I know I'm kind of going on a tangent with this, but, the issues that the Welcome to America album, even though it was recorded years and years ago, that they still have some relevance, to what's happening now, even more so now than I think then, or things are more magnified now and more out in the open now than they were back in 2011. And again, to segue from celebrating this lost treasure of an album to segue into this award, maybe things, a certain symmetry or a certain pattern or a certain set of equations within the universe to why, hey, we don't have a Diamonds and Pearls Super Deluxe or an announcement of anything. The only thing we've had was just the announcement of the demo for Do Me Baby, so which we talked about last week. But, there's a lot of things that have been affected by the pandemic, whether in a direct way or an indirect way. And now what's being currently affected is what we're hearing a lot about as far as the global supply chain. And whether it's a shortage of workers, a shortage of goods. In a lot of cases, it's not a shortage of goods. There's an abundance of goods, but it's stuck on a cargo ship somewhere. It's stuck on a truck somewhere. It's stuck in a warehouse somewhere. And again, where the truck drivers are blaming it on the cargo ships are blaming it on the truck drivers. The long and short of it is that all over the planet, we're not getting a lot of whether it's essential things that we need or even a lot of luxuries that we need, such as a Prince Super Deluxe Edition. And it's not just Prince that's affected. It's a lot of artists. While you hear a lot of silence in regards to, or you just kind of hear a certain footnote or something in the press regarding one of your favorite artists, maybe an album or a Super Deluxe Edition box set, whatever, is being delayed because of this shortage. Probably one of the key things with the record industry is manufacturing. So you have a case where, they can't press the records. Either, again, maybe it's an employee shortage, but it may be a thing of the raw materials needed to press the vinyl, to make the CDs, to make any type of physical media. Movies, Blu-rays, Blu-ray releases have been delayed because of this as well. And if they can't get the raw materials shipped to them in a timely manner to make the stuff so they can get it to us in a timely manner, yeah, it's created some frustration. And like I said, it's more so your essentials. And it's also driving up the cost of things. Gas is up. Stuff you buy from the grocery store, those prices have gone up. But like I said, those are essentials. But luxuries, like again, Prince Super Deluxe Edition, it's going to be put off for a while till they can play catch up by making sure they have all the materials they need to manufacture the goods, and then be in a position to have them delivered to us. One of the classiest things I've seen, because usually it's some type of like I said, it could be a little footnote, little few sentences in Rolling Stone or Billboard or something, such and such release has been delayed, till next year because of the pandemic or because of blah, 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 blah. One of the classiest things I have seen this past week was the official George Michael Twitter, where they basically told their fans, hey, we regret to inform you that the 25th anniversary reissue of George Michael's album Older will be delayed until 2022. And I thought that was the classiest thing, because they didn't put it in a magazine. They didn't, the press agent didn't. I mean, I'm sure they did anyway still. But what I haven't seen a lot of is, and especially even in Prince world, oh, it's, this is going to be delayed till, 2022. We had the anniversary of Diamonds and Pearls release, and there was an acknowledgement by the estate, and it got everybody's hopes up to say, oh, great, we're going to get an announcement, followed by no announcement. It's kind of like the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, oh, the trailer's coming, and it never came. It took months when we just got just the teaser just about a month ago. And now they're still, oh, when we're going to get the official trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. It's one of those things. Oh, there's going to be an announcement Monday. No announcement, no trailer. So I thought with the official George Michael Twitter site, to speak to the fans directly was one of the classiest things I have seen of any artist. I think maybe the Beatles with the whole Let It Be, Get Back thing. There was some direct communication. And again, it's a classy thing to do. And we know the Prince estate is kind of fragmented, because you got some family members here. You've got others that sold their interest off. You got the banks that are in control. You've got the lawyers. All of that stuff, is messing things up for everybody. So just a little thoughtful thing like that can easily slip through the cracks that way. But, it would have been cool just to say, hey, fine, this is the, anniversary of Diamonds and Pearls. We know there's been rumors of a Super Deluxe. Either take the opportunity to say, hey, that's not what's coming out. If nothing else, you don't have to tell us what really is coming out. But just, that would have been cool just to say that. Or if there is one, we wouldn't have been upset if it was going to be delayed. And that's it. I know you're trying to keep the suspense going and generate the hype, and people are still buying Welcome to America. We're still talking about it. Just the other, probably was it Friday? No, Saturday. I was playing it in the car Saturday, and it's still an enjoyable album to me. I still enjoy the songs on it. So we're still celebrating it, but hey, you could have announced it, could have not announced it. I don't know. Maybe I'm going a little bit too deep into it, but getting back to the whole global supply chain thing is really the main reason. And there are a lot more important issues on the planet right now. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. We're still running around wearing masks. A lot of us are vaccinated, a lot of people aren't. And we still have a long way to go to get back to. I doubt if we'll ever get back to normal after all of this, but to be able to celebrate living your best life without having to wear a mask, without having to worry about you catching something or having to take a shot or a vaccine or anything. To be able to function through life and to be able to do the things that we used to do. Things might be different, but to be able to do those things and get us acclimated. A lot of us are, changing up jobs. I know I want to change mine big time, but once we kind of settle in where we fit in living our best life through all of this, we can get back to normal. So yeah, focusing on making sure we have our essentials, making sure we're still keeping each other safe and all of that. Yeah, it's more important than a record, although the music on that record can help us get through tough times too. So yeah, kind of a yin and yang situation. But hopefully, we'll get some kind of announcement. I know we're getting near the Christmas season. Maybe we'll get an announcement of something for next year. Something to look forward to, after the holidays and stuff. I know I'm excited. Diamonds and pearls, I'm cool with it. I would be excited for it just for the stuff that wasn't on the original album, maybe to have once again. I would say just for me, just the stuff from Get Off, the maxi single from that alone. Some of the subsequent maxi singles, Cream, I wasn't that much excited about the remixes for that. I still prefer the album version. But maybe a DVD of the what you call it, the music videos. I would like to have that, and a lot of the vault stuff, obviously. But whatever they decide, whether it's Parade or Controversy, or hit us up with something even later, hit us with some Gold Experience or something, whichever it is, I'll be excited for it and can't wait. But what's important is, what do you guys think about the fact that a lot of your favorite records that you're looking forward to, some of them are being delayed because of manufacturing issues due to this global supply chain situation we're in. Which other records were you looking forward to that have been delayed? Was it George Michael's Older? I didn't even know they were planning that. I enjoyed that album. Probably, not as. I always go back to Faith. That one lately with the reissue of Listen Without Prejudice from a few years ago. That one, I've gotten more into that album more than I have when it was originally released. So yeah, Older being sort of the natural progression. Patience was an album I enjoyed listening to. I think that dude is a craftsman as a songwriter. So yeah, so I didn't know. So yeah, I would be interested to see what that reissue would be, and I might just pick that one up. But other things that were able to get out, I know there was the Rolling Stones Tattoo You anniversary reissue that just dropped. That looks interesting. Of course, the Beatles, that was delayed. That was supposed to have come out last year. The whole Let It Be Super Deluxe edition. That just came out within the last week or two. After being delayed due to the pandemic, even the Get Back movie documentary, which is now a 3-part documentary on Disney Plus. That was delayed. That was supposed to have been out last year. So let me know what you guys think. What were you looking forward to? Leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. And with that, I'm going to move to, I guess, what would be the final topic of the day. And basically, it's just my idea. Again, I have no connection to the Prince estate, or nor do they have, they don't call me up for advice like, hey, Richard, what do you think that we should do to keep Prince's name out there in the public eye? Well, Prince estate, this is what I would do. But recently, there has been it's an interactive virtual experience that was done with Van Gogh's work, and it's very immersive experience. It's like you go to the venue and it's Van Gogh's work that's just magnified. It's like it's on these LED screens, and it's on the it's projected onto the floor, and it's just this big huge it's like you're stepping into the world of Van Gogh. And it got me thinking, like, I haven't had the opportunity to go to Paisley Park, but just based on things that I've seen either through your eyes and the eyes of fellow podcasters that have gone to celebrations, or they've just gone to take the tour. It's pretty much it looks like a standardized museum tour. And I know they're trying to find ways to make it different, make it expansive. So I don't know, they may have something like this as an idea to make it more of a virtual experience. I know it would probably be very difficult to do unless you do it like on one of the sound stages at Paisley Park, unless you do it that way. But I was thinking, bring the sort of interactive experience to the 21st century. And what I mean by that, the idea was based on the original CD-ROM game, Prince Interactive. I have held Walter's copy of that hostage for going on 20 years now. But the long and short of it is that, that was a fun experience. Now, you're already there at Paisley Park, so you can't duplicate what was on that CD-ROM and do it at Paisley Park, unless you take the show on the road and make it sort of that sort of virtual thing, to where you go to whatever venue that can support it, that would have the technology to support it, or if it's something, whether say the St. Louis Art Museum or something, then, or the Guggenheim or something, you can bring that experience to whatever city, as opposed to, still go to Paisley Park and still go visit the studios and go take the tour and buy the merchandise, still do that. But to be able, for a lot of people that aren't in necessarily that position to travel, bring some type of interactive, interesting experience that puts you front and center into Prince's world. And don't do holograms, don't do a Prince hologram where it's, yes, in 1977, I released my first album. And then in 1993, I changed my name to an unpronounceable symbol. I don't want to see that per se, but to take a lot of the existing music, the existing videos, in that particular case, try to come up with something that is, three-dimensional, that is immersive, that puts you, like I said, right there into Prince's mind, so to speak. And, instill it with a lot of his worldview, make it an educational experience as well. And again, like I said, I don't know if that's something that they're already thinking about, or now that Primary Wave is involved, if that's something that they can bring to the table and make it interesting and make it swing and make it work. I don't know. I think that would be a very, very good idea. And like I said, you could still call it interactive, so you could still kind of keep that IP alive, so to speak. But that would be something I would be very interested in seeing. I mean, like I said, you could include the music. Like I said, I know they've done things where it's like, oh, here's his wardrobe. Oh, here's his shoes. Here's all the boots he ever wore and stuff. Here's the 20 guitars and stuff. And that stuff is cool. And stuff that, as far as the guitars and the instruments, that's the stuff that I would be more interested in. Other fans would be interested in the fashion and the boots and stuff. But given, music has always been in Prince's center. And so to have the type of audio-visual experience that's conducive for the 21st century, I think, would basically, it would draw more people in. It would make more people that, maybe just only know Purple Rain, or, they haven't paid attention since his last, Warner Brothers hit record. They didn't, they jumped off board during the name change, or, there's this big 10-year gap between that and musicology and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where people kind of dip their toe back in the water, at least with the tour, like, oh, I didn't know Prince was still doing music. Oh, I didn't know he had a new album out. Oh, make it immersive to go, oh, that's what was going on when I didn't think he was making music, and like I said, have something that's, very kid friendly, something that, would inspire, them to take up an instrument. I know, one of the crisis, and have some of the proceeds, go to music, rebuilding music programs in schools, or creating some type of, bring back community centers, finance those things with some of the proceeds of it. And you're celebrating his legacy, his creative legacy. You're celebrating his worldview. And in this case, we're still helping to further a lot of the causes as far as education goes. And then, you also have the technology aspect of it, where, okay, fine, you have kids that are inspired to do music, but then you also will have kids that are inspired to, explore technology and to learn about technology and then to expand it also. So I don't know, like I said, I wouldn't know where to start with something like that. I couldn't even be an advisor. It's just an idea. But, if anybody has the ear of the estate, like I said, again, I don't know if this is something that they already have planned, or like I said, with Primary Wave involved, is that something that, they can bring fresh to the table, like, hey, now that we're involved, look, this is what we've done for this artist, that artist, and cool, okay, you got these documentaries, cool, we got this music in a film, cool, we got this music in a commercial, cool, we're using this likeness for this. Now, look what we can do with this technology. I know it's something I would definitely like to see. Again, I don't want to see a hologram. I don't want to see like a you walk into the exhibit and then Prince just materializes out of nowhere and starts talking to you as if he was still here. Now, I don't want to see that. Now, if there's like some existing video footage, say of him like in the studio, classic
Purple party people laugh.
one of my favorite clips.
Where they at?
See, it always circulates. It never gets old. And it's so short. It's where he's laying down a bass line track to Party Man. It was in that one little 15-minute documentary that him and Albert Magnoli put together around 1988, 89, I think. But that little 30-second clip of him, putting the bass track on to Party Man. Oh, that is just amazing. And I would say, take some footage like that, him in the studio. And if you can make that sort of three-dimensional or put it on an IMAX screen or some type of LED screen, make it, remaster it for 4K or whatever. And sort of create this virtual thing of him creating music, to where you feel like, oh, this is what it must, the closest thing you could possibly get to what it would feel like to watch Prince in the studio, to work. That would be something I would like to see. But again, like I said, I don't want to see a hologram of him, Yes, and then I got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame award and went on the musicology tour. That would be corny. That would definitely be corny. But just like I said, just try to take whatever existing film and audio. I'm trying to figure out a way, because then, the hard part would be if you brought a 24-track mix board everywhere you went and try to make it a hands-on experience. That way, I don't know. Maybe, like I said, if there's a way to make kind of a virtual thing or utilize a couple of vault tracks, maybe make a little makeshift thing, or maybe like a virtual studio where, that way you're not breaking knobs and, you got to keep repairing the 24-track machine because, some folks can be a little heavy-handed, or you might have some kids in there that's like, they ain't really had a home training that they need, and then you got to fix that board. But, like I say, make it like a little virtual thing to where, like a little touch screen, and you just move the faders up and move the faders down or whatever, and, have them play around with a few vault tracks and whatever, make it to where you can add your voice to the vault track, and, you take a piece of that home, whether on a little USB stick or a little CD or something, $10, and you put your voice on, or you mix the track, not even put your own voice on it, just mix the track how you like it. Bam, take it home. And then, Susie over here will have her own little mix of that vault track. And then, little Bobby over there will have his version of the vault track, and everybody will have a different version. Put it up on YouTube, have everybody listen to the different versions of it, and, get your likes, whatever, I don't know. Like I said, just ideas, folks. Like I said, I don't have the ear of the estate or anything. I don't work for the estate or Sony or anybody like that. But to me, I think if you want to do something that keeps the Prince name and, not only going, but to have something that can evolve as technology evolves, as the decades go on, and you want to introduce new generations, or like I said, there's people that, they're not like us, where we know every little song, we know every vault track, we know every album, we have almost every album, or we have every album, There are people that lost track after Batman. There's people that lost track after Diamonds and Pearls. There's people that when Musicology dropped, I remember. Oh yeah, I'm saying like, yeah, I'm getting a new Prince album this week. What? Prince? I didn't know he was still making music. What? Oh, he's coming to St. Louis. Oh wow, he's on tour. I mean, just amazing. And that's just what it is. It's not that they weren't, didn't like Prince. It's just that, like some people just only gravitate towards what mainstream media tells them is what's happening right then. And if Prince was underground and the mainstream media didn't know about it, then, your average American person or your average person, wherever country you are, they weren't looking. They didn't know. So something like this, it'd be interesting for everybody, not just for the fans, but for people that just love music, people that just like to go have new experiences when they go to a museum or some type of cultural thing like this, like a museum exhibit or an event. Have it tour the world. And like I said, most important, you educating the youth, getting them involved in it. Like I said, inspiring them to want to pick up a guitar or play piano. Or, hey, they see a clip of Eddie M and Eric Leeds, hitting on the saxophones, or Atlanta Bliss on the horns, or the hornheads, and go, oh, yeah, we have band in school, and I can learn that instrument. Let's do that. And again, like I said, as technology evolves, you might have youngsters that come in and see all this technology and wonder like, oh, well, how did they put this together? And they might want to go learn the technology behind putting something like that together. And, this way we can have, technology leaders from all colors, all genders, and everybody owning a piece of the pie and each one teach one. So I don't know. I mean, I can go on forever about that particular topic, but let me know what you think. Is this something that is already in the works by the estate or Primary Wave or by this person or that person? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Is it also something that you are excited to see? Going to Paisley Park is cool. It's fun, but hey, sometimes might not have the cheddar to buy that plane ticket all the time. You might want to have something come to you and you can just get in your car, go drive, go check it out, see something a little different than what's at Paisley Park, but get a little of that Paisley Park flavor and go get a bite to eat, come home with a big smile on your face. Leave me a comment and let me know how you feel about that. So that is going to end this episode of Amari Purple Talk. So, like I said, we'll check with Mr. Johnson's schedule and hopefully have him on for the next episode, which is going to be, if that's the case, that is going to be our all-time episode. Nothing but Morris Day and the time, the original 7, the part-time, the new lineup time, the albums, remasters, the whole bit. And also, too, before I forget, yes, they deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm going to touch on that again as well. And of course, you can always find me on Twitter at RichardCole_now, on Instagram at RichardCole_Amari. Also, don't forget, if you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, to please download. Also, if you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way, we can beat these algorithms. because we have to beat these algorithms. That way I can be the greatest podcast of all time. Of all time. Because this podcast is mean. I'm telling you, this podcast is mean. I mean, it once wrestled with an alligator, tussled with a whale, handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. Once hospitalized a rock, murderized a brick. This podcast so mean it makes medicine sick. That's right. So we gotta beat these algorithms. So hit that like button, subscribe, download, get those numbers up, get those algorithms to like, oh, we got to get this to more people. So do that, and then come back here for the next episode. Also, too, down the line as season 3 progresses, going to have a lot more people come on to the show as well. And I don't know, who knows, maybe one day have a couple of surprises here and there. But other than that, again, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for the support thus far. And I will check you out next week. Peace.
Keep it on the one. So we're all the purple party people that